Alright guys, so welcome back to another...
MovieMan!
Yeah, what's up?
Are you gonna review another movie, are you?
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing here. It's what I do.
Why would you even do it? Who's gonna watch?
Yeah, but people are gonna watch it.
Like who?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yes, I've got friends and there's people online every now and then.
Oh yeah, all three of them?
Alright, that's just a low blow.
Soon come chaos. Chaos soon come.
Is the loneliest number that you ever do.
So today we have... Venom, it's not the same as the first one, but this is Venom, Let There Be Carnage, which is coming out this year, the year of 2021. I never got around to doing a review of the first Venom. I thought it was alright. I was really hoping it would be better, and I was kind of hoping Venom would get the old man Logan treatment. You know, Logan, take a character who was meant to be dark, gritty, and very violent, and instead of being neutered for years and years of PG-13 movies, actually give him, you know, the freedom, not so much saying that you have to have gore and violence to make a film great, but the subject material that's going to be involved is more thematic and mature, and with an R rating like Logan had, you have room to kind of work with that and for it to really become, I mean, it's just art, honestly, to me. I kind of wish that the first Venom had that going for it, and I think my main issue with the first Venom was tonal issues. It couldn't quite find its own tone, whether it wanted to be a comedy or horror or a comic book superhero anti-hero, couldn't really find its footing. So very interesting when Venom Let There Be Carnage is out and the first trailer dropped, and immediately I was like, okay, so I mean, it's literally like, it looked like I was going to be going for an hour-and-a-half long ride of action, violence, and slapstick comedy. Like, literally, like, someone's cooking in the kitchen with Venom, and, like, it just felt weird, but I was like, you know what? I've come this far. Let's go all in. So, I'm here now. I got the best, I don't know, Eddie Brock cosplay that I could. Like, he liked wearing, like, shirts and motorcycle jackets, but, like, he had, like, this Detroit Lions bomber. I don't like sports, but I have plenty of bombers, so we're in for this. Directed by Andy Serkis. You should probably know who he is if you're into film. If not, I mean, he's got an extensive filmography, like both behind and in front of the camera. I would say, debatably, his most notable work is portraying the voice and the motion capture for Gollum from the Lord of the Rings franchise and all of that. And I guess the most modern thing you would have seen him in, technically, is Ulysses Claw from Black Panther. Granted, I'm not even anywhere near our credit to all the things he's been in. He's been in a lot of movies, he's done a lot of work, but as of late, he's been doing more on the directing and even writing side, and definitely producing. So, seeing him direct this, like, I mean, I would say my impulse is to say that he did a pretty good job overall. I think, and this is probably due to limitations of the rating, I think when it came to direction, I think that he accomplished what he set out to do, what they all set out to do with their vision of what Venom 2 would essentially be. That being said, I think without having that R rating, it was a hindrance. So a lot of the action has to be quick and motion blur and not choppy, but just kind of moving really fast and never giving you a clear picture of what's going on. But again, I suspect that a lot of that has to do with the MPAA and the rating system, because when it came down to like people being killed, it shied away from it on screen. When it came down to Venom and Carnage duking it out and like hitting each other and piercing each other, because it's just a bunch of goopy goop boys, then it would show that very clearly, which is good, but also kind of indicates like, yeah, that's what they could get away with, because that's all they can get away with. So, I mean, overall, I think he did a good job. I didn't not enjoy myself. The two main actors that are leading this performance, granted, again, I don't want to shortchange the rest of the cast, but without, I mean, not really any argument here, our two main leads. So reprising his role as Eddie Brock From the first one, we have Tom Hardy, who I can never say enough positive things about this amazing actor. I'll leave it at that. If you don't know him, you've been under a rock. But Max Rokitansky from Mad Max, Bane from The Dark Knight Rises, to name a couple. And there's so many other roles he's done. I'll let his work speak for itself. And the other starring roles, well, Woody Harrelson. Again, another actor who I don't feel like I need to really go into what he's done. You're more than welcome to look up his filmography if miraculously you aren't familiar with what he's done already. But yeah, Woody Harrelson is like cast as the villain, and I mean, I think he plays evil and psychotic well. So yeah. Here's the thing. Let me, before I get into finer points, let me break it down like this. As the thumbnail suggests, I don't know, Venom 2 is just kind of dumb fun. Like, not in the way that Fast and Furious is, where all laws of everything known to man are thrown out the fucking window in favor of action, spectacle, explosions that have no bounds in physics, reality, or anywhere in between. Granted, I'm also describing the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but what I'm saying is Venom 2, Venom Let There Be Carnage, I'll just say Venom 2, it disappoints, but also kind of doubles down on itself. So, although I don't agree with the tone the movie has, it does hold true to it in my opinion, which is that of like, you know, it's not the most serious thing in the world. I don't think the movie takes itself too terribly seriously. There never felt like there were huge stakes, but it was definitely like, it was pretty zany. I mean, hell, like, I don't know if you already know about it, not a big spoiler or not, but glow stick venom is a thing, which I think is hilarious, but it's almost like Eddie and Venom are just like this odd couple, and they're like in the middle of like a breakup and trying to like reconcile the differences and whatnot, which we've all seen before ad nauseum in many films. But I gotta give it to the creators, the writers and all that. Although this movie does not have the best script, every character stays true to who their character is, in my opinion. And like, you turn off your brain and it kind of works, you know what I mean? Like, it's not an Oscar winner here, but it's also not bad. I thought it was just all right. I thought it was like just dumb fun, a dumb good time. Like, it was just silly, like watching it, and everybody doubles down on their roles. So like even Tom Hardy, you can just he's having fun. He's just bickering with himself basically for an hour and a half, or himself, Venom. But yeah, the big thing is, don't think too hard about anything going into this, because if you let yourself start thinking or going down one of those roads where you're like, hang on a second, how does this person know that? Why did they let this person do that? You're gonna get into a whole thing. There's plenty of plot holes, gaps in logic, some convenient moments, and the usual Deus Ex Machina moments and all that. If you can put all that aside, it's just kind of fun to watch the chaos ensue, or the carnage ensue. Solid, if not zany, performances by the main cast. Like, nobody's a bad actor in this film. They're just funky characters that just all are kind of here, and I'm kind of here for it. Like, as weird as that sounds, this is no, again, the script is not good. That's definitely a detriment to the movie. I think the script is pretty simple, pretty straightforward, yada yadas over a lot of stuff, and it's fairly expositional throughout. That being said, the actors themselves who are portraying these characters and reading the script are doing so in a way that makes it still entertaining and not like dog shit. So it works, oddly enough. Now, the main problem I think I have with this movie is the same issue that I had with Godzilla vs. King Kong. And correct me if I'm wrong on this, but this is the hill that I'll die on in this case. This movie would have been a lot better. But here's the thing, and this is no spoiler as to what happens, but I'm just gonna say it, because you should know before going into it and paying your hard-earned money for it. Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, is marketed and showcased as a movie that's gonna be Venom versus Carnage. Tell me why there's only about, like, I don't know, 5 minutes of them fighting in this entire film. It does, again, what Godzilla vs. Kong did, what even the first Godzilla did, in the remake trilogy, I mean, or even what Birds of Prey did. You have what you think you're gonna have in the title, which is we all are coming here to see Venom and Carnage duke it out. And there's a lot of build up and kind of a mystery subplot going on, other characters that you don't really care about too much, and this kind of manufactured conflict that comes into the narrative. And bottom line is, like, even as someone who, I'm not a huge Venom fan, like I can take him or leave him. He's not my favorite in the MCU or Marvel in general. Like I know he exists. I know some people fucking love Venom, but I mean, hell, even this movie actually reminded me of Spider-Man 3. But even in Spider-Man 3, there's more Venom and Spider-Man fighting than in this entire film of Venom and Carnage fighting, which I just find to kind of be silly. Like that's the whole reason I'm here. So I mean, I don't know. The fighting that happened was pretty cool if the trailer didn't show most of it. But I mean, again, like you're only showing me, I feel like a teaser of what you really could have gone out for. Now, I don't know if it was due to lack of budget. I don't know if they want to try to focus more on a narrative-driven Venom movie. I don't think any of us really needed that per se. But if you're going to double down on the zany, wacky, like, oh, you know, we're in this together type of feel for the movie, you'd think you'd at least double down. There's plenty of action, but not enough Venom versus Carnage action. That's just kind of not even, I don't know, disappointing, surprisingly disappointing. Take your pick. But yeah, that kind of comes down to no matter how much I enjoyed Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock and that zany performance of him and Venom's dynamic, which had me smiling like a goober through certain points of the film, because I admit it does work like enough. But the movie had me craving something more. Like, I think with, you know, even if the script stayed the same, but there was more Venom and Carnage, or there was just a certain, I don't want to say effort, because there's definitely effort put into this movie, but even if there had been an R rating, if it had been like almost like Deadpool, or just, you know, violence galore, like, I feel like even that could have somehow worked better just because of how that is with Venom and Carnage. I mean, you have it literally, Carnage is, in this case, a serial killer who has now got a symbiote within him that can give him these alien powers and abilities, and you're telling me he's just gonna like throw bodies around? No, he's gonna be slicing and dicing and serving shish kebab cops on a stick to people. Like, it's gonna be Carnage, and I felt like there wasn't nearly enough Carnage. Though I will say the roar that Carnage has was just, I don't know, it was cool. It was that. I don't know, somehow this was still better than the first for me. If I had to sit down and someone's like, what would you rather watch again, Venom or Venom 2? I'd be like, I'd rather watch Venom, Carnage. I'd rather watch that again. Even though in the movie, there are some characters that didn't need to exist, I feel, just because they felt like they were planted in there to give our antagonist some agency and to service the plot. Like, a lot of what happened, I felt kind of, again, manufactured tension that kind of made sense, but overall just services to forward the plot. And you don't want your movie to feel like there's something in it moving it along, if that makes any sense, but I'm not complaining too much. I don't think it was a terrible movie. I think I had a fun time with it. I wanted to go see it because I was like, yeah, I should probably go see it. And you know what? I thought it was all right, but just all right. So to this day, I don't know what I would have given the first Venom. I mean, probably a 3, maybe a low 3. But I would have to say that for Venom, Let There Be Carnage, I would give it a high 3 out of 5. Like, it's just enough above average. But again, it could have easily been like a low 4. Like, it could have been like a really, really good. I think it was just all right. Is it worth it in the theaters? If you like the first Venom, if you have, you know, Regal Unlimited or some other, like, if you have like a coupon for a free movie, or like, I don't want to dissuade you from seeing it in theaters. If you're excited about seeing it, if you like Venom, if you like Tom Hardy, any of those, if you want just a, you know, a fun little zany, like, creature feature action movie that's kind of got some ties to the MCU that I won't spoil, then sure, like, I would say go see it. The little bits that look good in theaters are fun to watch in theaters, but it feels like, as so many films do these days, there's wasted potential. It could have been so much more, but not quite there, which is fine. I don't think it was, like I said, I don't think it was bad. It's an alright movie. If you're not crazy dying to see it, wait till it comes out and you can either rent it or stream it and then just do a little double feature. Why not? We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's all the time I have for today. That's all my thoughts on Venom Let There Be Carnage. Not a terrible movie, just alright. Thank you guys and gals so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode of whatever movie I review. No Time to Die. That's gonna be exciting. Anyway, goodbye, travelers.